So, sorry, I wasn't sure if I was recording or not. This share is going to be a get real and vulnerable share. So I'd really love to share with you. I'm ready to share with you what's been going on, and I hope it supports you as I share authentically with you. And before we get to that, I would love to send a prayer out to the people of Palestine and Israel and all of the people who are affected by it. We are in a time where many world leaders have an agenda to keep people in fear. I don't know if that's what's happening over there. I'm talking about as a collective human experience. As we're in this state of awakening, there is a lot of disruption and chaos. And so just sending so much energy and love. And if you're watching this video, just take a moment and send a prayer. Maybe we be relieved of suffering on this planet. Maybe we be relieved of fear and destruction and hate. And may we return back to ourselves of love, light, possibility, and connection to God, of our understanding. Okay, aho. All right. So you may have been watching me. If you've been watching me for a little bit and paying attention, you've probably noticed that I started doing, classes on connection, which is a little bit different than the spiritual warrior. It's different, but the same, but it's different. And like the branding's different, the messaging is different, that all of it's different. So even people who are in a spiritual business like mine, we got to think about marketing. Like, how am I going to talk about something to get it to you? So that's not really what I'm talking about. I want to talk to you about why I shifted and why I switched and why I'm going to start blending the two back together again. And I'm going to share with you. So if you're unfamiliar, I did a video about this a little while ago that I gave a coach. I paid a coach, a spiritual business coach, $47,000. Yes, $47,000. It still makes my stomach turn. And she stole it. I look at it as stealing. She did not deliver. I ended up getting a lawyer. She paid me back half, cut to she didn't show up, and it was really bad. Like, the money was bad, but the betrayal, the lack of integrity, the hurt I went through was next level. I was ready to burn my entire business to the ground. And she is not the first spiritual teacher, spiritual person, spiritual woman person who has hurt me. I was molested by a church leader when I was 13 years old. I loved going to church. Like, I loved church. I loved everything God. Like, I insisted that the bus came to pick my brother and I up, no matter what fucked up, as foster kids, as orphans, no matter where we are. I was like, pick us up. You get the church to pick us up. I needed to be near God. And so he was a group leader or a youth leader. He molested me at 13 years old, befriended me, then molested me. I still didn't lose faith. I lost faith in organized religion back then, but I never lost faith in God or spirituality. Then I started studying shamanism, Buddhism, transpersonal psychology, and I went to I got a master's in all of this for 4 years with a woman. She has an organization. I'm not going to say her name. And I studied with her for 12 years, and she is a master. She's a master, brilliant, multiple PhDs, brilliant. She taught me how to track. Oh man, can she track? What I mean by track is someone can sit right in front of her. I'm like this too. Someone can sit right in front of me. You can sit right in front of me, and you don't even have to tell me much, and I can track. I mean, I love hearing you. I can track your energy. I can track it. And if you tell me your story, I'm tracking the whole time. I know exactly where to go to unplug you from your disruption, your imbalance, your dysfunction. I know how to do that. She taught me that. She taught me my shamanic skills. She's brilliant. But as I was going through courses with her and spent a lot of time with her and got to know her, I really found out she was a raging, abusive narcissist. I was like, okay, this is what we're dealing with. I saw her with her brilliance cut people down to nothing because she's so smart. but she's really good at teaching, and you get kind of like, I was young and I got completely enamored with her. So I left that organization after 12 years, and 5 people came. They didn't follow me. They just happened to leave at the same time I did. But she blamed me. She thought I had this whole thing organized, and she was super pissed, and she attacked me for years, both physically, no, not physically, psychologically, psychically, and in public. She attacked me. But guess what? I kept going, didn't lose my faith in spirituality, kept going, doing my own thing, learning my own thing, creating my own business, helping people. And then I was doing okay. And then I got this thing with the coach. And to be quite honest, I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. And I was seeing a lot of things online of just people, in my experience, that didn't know what they were doing, teaching really intense spiritual teachings, that didn't know what they were doing. And people were giving them money and allowing them into their energy field, and they shouldn't. The integrity wasn't there, the knowledge wasn't there, the depth wasn't there. They hadn't done their own shadow work. And I just started to see the shadow side, the dark side of the spiritual community over and over and over and over again. And I was like, I'm done. My spiritual warrior, I'm hanging my hat up. I'm done. I'm tired, and I'm done. And this is how come Codes of Connection got born. And God actually wants me teaching connection. That came through very clearly. So what I created was very God-led, but I left the spiritual piece out of it. So if you bought it, you're going to start to see you get lifetime access. You're going to start to see it change. You're going to start to see it shift. You're going to start to see me add a lot of really amazing content into it. But I wanted to be done with the spiritual side of things. I was hurt. I went into a deep depression for like a month that I haven't seen since I was in high school. And I didn't want to be associated with that community anymore. And I had been around people my whole life growing up that wanted to squash my light, that wanted to take my light. I'm very light. I'm a lot of light. I hold a lot of light. And I know this, and I always have. Even when I was drinking and messed up and everything, I was light being. I'm a light being. And I allowed this situation with this coach where I gave a ton of money, and she betrayed me on so many levels. I had done plant medicine with her too, betrayed me on the deepest of levels. I allowed it. I am not a victim here. I co-signed it. I co-created. She is also a narcissist, in my opinion, and I created it. And I didn't want to do it anymore. And so I was talking to my friend actually today, and she's like, why did you create Codes of the Connection? And I told her, I got really honest with her, and I was like, I've been getting honest with myself lately, and I think it's because I was so hurt. I was so hurt. And I started to see the shadow side, and I was like, ew, I don't want to be associated with that. But she's like, Beth, it's who you are. It's like your blood. It's your whole being. I've been doing this for lifetimes. Lifetimes I have been doing this work. Lifetimes. It comes very naturally. It comes very easily for me. Being a human doesn't come naturally and easily for me, but the work does to help other humans comes very easily and naturally. And the launch to Codes to Connect, launch is like a business word for getting, like, enrolling people, and it flopped, kind of flopped. And it flopped because I wasn't bringing in my authentic side of myself. I was in a fuck you. I was in a fuck you to the community. I was in a fuck you to that woman. I was in a fuck you to the person who molested me. I've been hurt by the spiritual community. And so, but here's what I would like to say to you is I've started, and then it didn't last very long because I'm like creating new courses, new classes. I'm opening up mentor sessions into my calendar, and because I love it, and I love people, and I love you, and I love helping people. And I see, and I almost let them beat me. I get to be a stand for the light in the spiritual community. I get to be a stand. I get to be a stand for transformation and leadership in the community. I don't get to hide. I don't get to hold back. I can create new things, but I don't get to shut off a piece of who I am because I'm hurt. I don't get to shut that down. And it's exactly what I've been doing. I told my community, I'm not doing any more spiritual warrior classes. And lots of people messaged me and they were like, what? They changed my life. And I was like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it anymore. It's not true. I was saying that out of pain. I was saying that out of, I don't want to be a lot of, I don't want to. So my message to you is authenticity is all we've got. I mean, we've got a lot, but we've got that being your authentic self. People are miserable often because they're going against the grain of who they are. They shut down, they're depressed, they're anxious, they're all these things because of who they are. Or they're ignoring parts of who they are. We don't get to do that anymore. We get to rise. So I'm not going anywhere. I am not going anywhere, and I'm going to continue making Codes of Connection amazing and make it work in a way that, because connection, I've been doing work with people for 20 years. Lack of connection comes up in every single conversation, every single time, whether it's lack of connection to self, spirit, guides, people, boyfriend, girlfriend, it doesn't matter. Connection, lack of connection leads to loss of power. Loss of power leads to depression, loss of, and anxiety. And that's when it starts. So I'm so grateful I got the first part going. I missed that now because I talk a lot about power, but I'm not going anywhere. And you're going to see me rise even bigger. And I hope you come along for the ride because I'm standing for the light. And thank you as I go through, as I went through my finding my new voice, finding my new way. You may be like, what the heck was she doing? And if you stuck with me, thank you. Thank you. Codes of Connection is not going anywhere. It's just, I just get to make it more authentically me. And I'm going to continue doing spiritual work because we are in a spiritual war, and the work that we do in the spiritual warrior, and it is the time of the warrior. It is the time of the warrior. It's not the time of the hider. It's not the time of the, like, I don't know, can't do it one day. No, action. It's time to rise above. It's not the time of, I can't afford it. I can't do this. I don't have time. No, we don't have time for all that. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm shine my light. And all of those dysfunctional, it's not to show them, but yeah, I get you. No, but I will be right. I'm rising. So watch out. And I hope you come along with me on the ride. All right. My name is Beth Osmer, and I'll see you on the next video.